deviation, okay, and it causes vortex flow. Now, there's a famous German scientist, guys, called Viktor Schauberger. I know a lot of you know about this, and he discovered that spiraling water gets energized, or as he calls it, living water, okay, when it spins through vortex paths. So juicy, so juicy. So this is some of excuse me, his work when he was around. Okay, so he puts water through this tubing and it basically energizes it in a very specific way for us, for more than us, for for so much, which we'll get into now. So the benefits to humans, guys, is, excuse me, drink, bath. We can use it in agriculture. We can simply sit around such an energizing water, like in the fountains of antiquity. But they've taken it from us, and the knowledge is lost to us until now. But the animals know all about it. This guy knows all about it, this parrot, because she's creating a vortex in the water, and he's getting very excited by it, because he's getting energized and buzzing out, guys. You see? So, it's in us. It just goes nuts. You know. So, Viktor Schauberger. Okay, now, excuse me. It's technology. Excuse me. This was out of a Gallica, and this was out of basically a picture from, I suppose, a Piranesi circuit board city type affair, and seems of the amphitheatre spectators. Okay, or is it a spiral vortex path? You can actually see it. The water's coming in. It's acting like a spiral. It's going through Schauberger's spiral vortex flow to be energized. Okay, or maybe a water basin. Please note the Aqua Pia, the name is famous aqueduct in Rome, means amphitheatre, was filled with water as the amphitheatre. So, okay, now, excuse me, Schauberger is absolutely amazing stuff. Just give me a second. Now, I want to talk a little bit about a beautiful bit of piecing together from all of this at the end of the video. If I'm honest, it's amazing. So here's another example. Here's Viktor Schauberger's. Let me just show you this now. So this is when he was alive, okay, and this is his own drawing. So what he says is, excuse me if I just bring it up, because my work is there, is that it has to be an elliptical shape, which is like the Colosseum. In fact, what you're going to find is like all of them. Okay, so it has to be perfectly around. It has to be like an egg shape to basically cause the double vortex flow. Okay, which you can see in the egg shape in the corner. Okay, now what we did, a picture of the Colosseum. As you can see, it's elliptical. There's no need for you know. I can't see gladiators going on strike because they got to go and fight in a round Colosseum rather than elliptical. There's no particular reason for it except for this. Now what we did.
In den letzten Jahrzehnten ist die Textilindustrie in Schleudern geraten.
Layered, basically a vortex path, or Schauberger's vortex path, and bingo. At this point, is there any doubts what this device is? Okay, well, we're going to move on, because by the end of the greatest draft, the greatest secret never told, it's going to be pretty overwhelming. Okay, now you're going to see examples of this all over antiquity, guys. Okay, most of these amphitheatres, this one's in Verona, are you going to see are elliptical, and they have the stepping exactly the same way. It's called an elliptical double vortex path, just like Viktor Schauberger, when he was alive, explained to humanity, but they never really, you know, till now took much notice. But he was on the money. So this one's somewhere in Italy. Again, okay, step in, and it's elliptical. Okay, And the next one is, this is a good one, it's in El Degem in Africa. And we have exactly the same affair. Okay. We have the elliptical, or the elliptic double vortex spiral floor, exactly the same. And here's another one in Pula in Croatia, and it's exactly the same affair. No matter where you go, elliptical. And the same floor, the same floor. So did this just happen by, you know, is this just so morons can batter, you know, 9 bells or 10 bells out of one another for the, you know, edification of the ignorant Romans? Do you think that's the case, guys? Or do you think it's a super advanced, what we're telling you, which is more likely when you think about it? Okay. So... oh, it's so much fun. So anyway, the Colosseum is an energizing water plant, okay? Purifies water too. I'm going to explain how now. It does an incredible job at it, and more, so much more. This place has much uses. So this is a whirlpool, or a vortex in a lake. Now, there are no straight lines in the universe, okay? Nothing moves in straight lines in the universe. It always follows a spiral path, okay? Always follows a spiral path. But some things are so small you can't perceive them. Other things, like this lake, you can. Okay, move on. And this is a reservoir in Mexico. You get the exact same spiraling effect. So in ancient Mexico, they definitely knew all about it. And this one is back to the Flavian Amphitheatre, commonly known as the Colosseum. And you have exactly the same affair. Yeah. Here is a modern size section of the Colosseum. And what you can see, guys, is this distinctive V formation. Obviously it's stepped, it's elliptical. Okay. And what you see here is the windows, or excuse me, these tunnels. First I'd like to just state the rings that go around these tunnels all the way around. The word Colosseum, okay, means co, remember our word etymology that we learned at the beginning of the series, and lo. So Colosseum, okay, means circular, okay. So the stepping is probably as well can be utilised for a worker who wants to come down and check where the water level is. But the bottom of the amphitheatre itself is covered in sand, not gravel, not muck or mud. I like that. Gravel or mud, but sand, believe it or not. I've been in there, I can verify this. Okay, so how do you think they got the sand to Rome? Well, you could hypothesize that they did it like this, if they never had maglev trains, that is. Maybe the sand, yeah, that was it, that's it. The sand is to soak up all the gladiator blood after all the, you know, swordy, stabby that they've been doing. Do you think? Now, what we're looking at, guys, is this sand is in the bottom of the amphitheatres, which is there. Is sand filtration system. Here's how it works, and it fits perfectly with what we're looking at. So, and what we'll find is in the official narrative they actually give it away as well, believe it or not, which I'll show you now. Okay, so the Colosseum have many tunnels of sand under the floor, which I'll show you now, which I've seen, and all of this, which I've walked in. Okay, so I can witness this with thine own eyes. So, will it make sense, guys, that you put sand in to purify water? Okay, and under street level, okay, there are lead water pipes where they're placed in tunnels, big tunnels, which basically brought waters into Rome. So they got thin pipes in big